Hi, I'm Shannon, and today we're going to talk about a topic that a lot of you have told me is an issue for you. And it's this idea of not being visible or being invisible, which is sort of a more extreme way of not being visible. It sounds like the same thing, but for some people it's a bigger issue than others. So this is a really common pattern that I see in people that I work with. And I work with more women than men, and I know it's a very big problem for women for different reasons. So oftentimes it's a defense mechanism that is developed as a child. And you may have grown up in an environment where you were judged. And so maybe you were made fun of or laughed at. Maybe you were called names. And so it became easier not to be seen. If people didn't notice you, they couldn't laugh at you, right? In some homes, there is actual physical abuse or threats or actual physical violence. And so again, it became safer to not be seen, to be invisible. If you were invisible, you couldn't be hurt, right? So unfortunately, that pattern then you carry that with you into adulthood, and you no longer need that as a survival mechanism, but your nervous system doesn't know any better. That's how it has adapted. And so what this really boils down to is this goes to the most basic feelings of safety and security, okay? And what happens is, until we can clear this idea of being invisible and not being seen, what's going to happen? You can't show up and ask for a promotion at work. If you own your own business, you have this inability to get clients that pay you well. A lot of people that I work with stay in this idea of, I'm just going to practice with friends and family, or I'm just going to charge a little bit of money because why? Well, I don't know enough yet. I don't have enough experience. I'm not certified. I don't have this certification. I don't have that title, things like that. So there's this need to always prove yourself, which is continuous, because no matter what you do, you still continuously feel this need to prove yourself. So you just change what needs to be proven. You will continue to self-sabotage until you clear this pattern. You may feel invisible in a room full of people, maybe at a work meeting. Nobody really notices you or hears what you're saying. It could be in your personal relationships. Your energy may feel scattered. You may be distracted or overwhelmed or have a hard time focusing. So these are all really common things that go together. So I wonder if any of this resonates for you. It can be hard to stand up for yourself. It can be hard to stand in your power. You may feel judged. Maybe hard for you to ask for what you want. And so you also may be judgmental, because really that's a projection, right? So I'll often see people that are afraid of being judged, judging others, but that can be the reason why you don't put yourself out there. Maybe in, the dating world, maybe in your current relationship, maybe in your business. You think, I don't want to do these videos that I know that I have to do, or I don't want to write these things that I have to do or release them because people are going to read them, or people are going to see this and they're going to judge me. They're going to say I look stupid, or, whatever the list is for you specifically. So, again, it was probably just unsafe for you to make a mistake when you were young. And so we're going to do a tapping exercise now, and we're going to start with some of these, negative feelings, and we're going to move on into shifting it into something more positive, more empowering, and see what you notice between when we start and when we finish. So ideally, if you have a piece of paper where you can jot some stuff down, do that now. And what I want you to do, if you can just turn your phone off for a couple minutes, this is going to be a short little exercise just so you can really focus and commit to doing this daily for a few weeks and see what starts to shift, maybe a month. A lot can happen, believe it or not. I see really big shifts with clients in a pretty short time when people are committed to doing this work regularly. So, turn off your phone for a few minutes right now, and I want you to set an intention, okay? Close your eyes for a moment and set an intention. What is it that you want to heal around invisibility or being more visible? And perhaps, maybe you want to release something, and maybe you want to state it in a more, in the positive, in the sense of, I want this. And that might be a feeling. I want to feel secure in my body. I want to feel seen. I want to feel supported. I want to feel loved. Something like that, okay? And it may be, I want to release this self-judgment. So whatever that is, just take a deep breath in and set that intention right now. And close your eyes for a moment and think about being in a situation where you will be seen. And it might be a work situation and it might be a personal situation. And you will determine what's most important to you right now, what feels most pressing. So imagine being in a situation where you have to speak up and people are going to listen to what you say. And you just don't know how they're going to react. And it doesn't even have to be something charged. It can be just, I'm going to make this video and I'm going to put this out, or I'm going to start a YouTube channel, or I'm going to write this piece for my blog, or I'm going to write this book. Whatever it is for you, I'm going to have this relationship talk with my significant other about something that I want. And it's just maybe hard to express, just that I would like this to be different, okay? So I want you to just sit back and feel yourself being supported by the chair and imagine this situation playing out, and notice immediately what thoughts and feelings are coming up in your body. What are you feeling? Are you feeling scared, anxious, nervous, angry? What are you thinking? It's better, it's easier just to be quiet. I'm just going to let this go. Ooh, they're going to get mad. I'm going to bother this person. What is it that's coming up for you, okay? And these are just some examples. So some of what I just said may resonate. It may be something else. So just jot those things down really quickly. And I want you to rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the least strong, 10 being the strongest. How strong are each of these feelings, okay? Maybe the feeling of, I'm going to get in trouble. And just write that down really quickly. Take a deep breath in, and we're going to start tapping. You can just follow along with me. You can repeat after me. You can use your own words if you want. You can just tap on the points that I am, or you can tap on different points if you know other points. You can change the words if something I say doesn't resonate, if an old memory comes up, or even if you're having a current situation that feels very strong, very charged, go ahead and just talk. Tell the story as if you're talking to your best friend, but keep tapping while you do it, okay? And I want you to notice, what you're feeling. And let's just get started. So we're going to tap on the side of the hand here. Even though I feel invisible, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm actually very anxious when everyone turns and looks at me, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I guess it's been easier to be invisible, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay, and we're going to start tapping through the points. I want you just to keep taking deep breaths. It doesn't feel safe to be seen. I get super uncomfortable when people look at me. Just thinking about it right now is bringing up all kinds of anxiety. I feel completely overwhelmed when I think about having to stand up in a work situation or in this conversation. Fill in the blank with what's relevant to you. It really scares me to death. They're going to judge me. They're going to realize that I'm not very smart. And that I don't know what I'm doing. am terrified at the thought of that happening. So I'd rather not put myself out there. It's safer this way. When I was a kid, I'd get in trouble for making a mistake, or I was made fun of. I remember feeling so stupid and humiliated and completely embarrassed. And I most definitely don't want to feel that way again. Because when I get myself into these situations, when everyone looks at me, I feel like I'm a kid again. I feel stupid. And I do not want to feel that way. It's just not safe to be seen. And so I'm not going to put myself out there. And I know it means that I'm holding myself back professionally and personally, but it's just not worth the risk. My energy feels scattered. I feel distracted and it's hard to focus. And it's no wonder. This is what I was taught when I was growing up. And I've never really been able to ask for what I want. It's always been scary to me to make a mistake. So I try to be perfect. I try to be ultra prepared. I try to control the situation and think of every possible outcome so that I can head it off before I get myself into that situation. It's safer this way. Sometimes people call me a control freak. And I guess I kind of am a control freak. But I'm realizing now that there's so much more to this. It's always been about keeping myself safe, about keeping myself hidden and unseen. And I'm all grown up now. And that's no longer my reality. And if it is, I don't want it to be. Because if it is, it's a reality that I've created according to what I always have known. And I have a different perspective now. It's surprising that in such a short time, I'm feeling my reality shifting. Because I'm ready to feel safe. And I'm ready to feel secure. Even if I don't know how that can happen. I'm just open to the possibility of shifting into this new reality. I'm open to feeling safe and secure. I'm open to feeling balanced. I'm open to being able to focus my energy in a healthy way. It's safe for me to make a mistake. I am not my mistakes. Even if it has always felt that way. And people only judge me because I judge myself. Because if I didn't judge myself, their judgments wouldn't matter. And I never realized that. And so I release my self-judgment. I forgive myself for my worst and most terrible mistake. The most unforgivable thing that I've ever done. I forgive myself because it was a mistake. And I am not my mistakes. And there are people that could know this worst secret about me, and they still love and support me. And I accept that it's safe for me to be seen. It's safe for me to be heard. It's safe for me to be visible. And I release my self-judgment. I'm sorry for how mean I was to myself. I feel balanced. I feel grounded. I feel present in my energy and in my body. I feel safe in my body. I feel secure. I'm ready to be seen because I know that I have such a bigger purpose in this life. And that means that people have to see me. I'm ready to share my gifts. I'm ready to make some mistakes on the way. It's okay. Because that means that I'm learning and growing. And I'm ready to allow people to love and support me. I'm ready for people to see me and love what I'm sharing with them. Because I have some really unique gifts that only I can share with the world. I have a special purpose and people that only I can help. At least in my own special way. And it's safe for me to be seen. It's safe for me to be loved. And I'm ready. I'm ready to be loved and supported. I'm ready to share my gifts with the world. I am safe. And I want you to go ahead and take a deep breath in. And notice how you're feeling. Notice if you're noticing any physical symptoms. I tend to get a little lightheaded when I have a big shift. I can even feel that a little bit now. And that's okay if you do. Just take a few deep breaths, drink some water. And I want you to go back and look at what you wrote down, all of those feelings of anxiety, overwhelm, upset, things like that. And I want you to close your eyes and re-rate how are you feeling right now about each of those thoughts and feelings. Go ahead and write them down, compare. How do you feel now compared to when you started? And go ahead and let me know. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And come back, repeat this. Just commit, like I say, to doing this for a week, 2 weeks, a month, and see what changes for you, because you can have some big shifts in that short period of time. Check in with my other videos. I have other stuff coming up around overwhelm. Safety and security is a big thing, so I'm going to do some different videos on this. So let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what is shifting in your life. And thanks for being here. And just know that I love and support you, and I know that you are doing great work. So good job.